Hello, my name is Lucy Cotter, and I recently published a video story surrounding the new curriculum in literacy and math within the elementary schools. I started to take the steps to become a teacher my junior year. I began observing through the Academy EDU program, and throughout this time, I got to see how classrooms ran and students learned. In the 2023 to 2024 school year, Hilliard implemented a new curriculum in both math and literacy at the elementary level. I noticed a lot of talk surrounding the change, and I decided to create a story interviewing teachers on how they felt about it. Behind the scenes of the story, there was a bit of struggle on my part. It was very difficult finding teachers willing to interview on camera, revealing their true thoughts on the curriculum. Knowing most of the talk I heard included teachers struggling, I decided this would be an interesting piece for me to write. The story did not turn out how I imagined it would. In my opinion, teachers were reluctant to share because they didn't want to come off as talking bad about the district, which is understandable. Personally, I find it unfortunate that teachers felt they couldn't explain their struggles with the new curriculum changes and fear of getting in some sort of trouble. Teachers should have the space to share their true experiences in order for curriculums to improve and their voices to be heard. Although, some teachers had some great things to say about the new curriculum. These teachers were in the story that I published. I think it is great that some teachers are thriving and are very happy with the new curriculum, but that's not the case for all of them. My opinions on the curriculums are mixed. Watching from an outside perspective, students without individualized educational plans or IEPs seem to be thriving. This curriculum develops deep thinking into concepts rather than surface-level memorization, which is amazing for students to learn. However, the biggest pattern I noticed was that teachers lost their freedom of their own input throughout the process. Specifically in Wit and Wisdom, the literacy curriculum, every single lesson is already created and scripted. While this takes away some stress of lesson planning, it also takes away the freedom of implementing any of their own methods. But on the contrary, a pre-planned lesson learned by every single student in the grade creates consistency among each student. Newly this year, 90-minute time blocks are dedicated solely to Wit and Wisdom and Illustrative, the literacy and math curriculums. There are no breaks during this time in the classes I have observed. The physical education teacher in my interview claims she can notice the students being harder to instruct and keep under control after these long time blocks. There are definitely pros and cons to this curriculum change. It all depends on how you look at it. I believe all aspects should be considered, and teachers should have the space to share their experiences, whether they are positive or negative. Thank you so much for tuning in.